Greetings, Tomopop! Associate Editor Chris Pranger here, and you may have noticed I'm not doing a video for show and tell. Now I do videos for Toys of Yesterday, which is a pretty herder obvious choice for what I do, seeing as how most of the toys I own happen to be very old, and the newest stuff I have is also relatively old now, a couple years or more. So, since I'm still going through the tub I got from my grandma, the pink top tub, which you saw last time when I talked about Cowboys of Moo Mesa, I did mention I have more to do, and I do. So now I'm going to transition to something a little different. Not cowboys, how about detectives, how about Dick Tracy? I got a bunch of these toys, by a bunch I mean 6, including Dick here, from my grandma in this magical tub of hers, because she would find these toys wherever she wanted to find these toys. So I have 6, and I don't know much about them because, to be honest, I have not ever seen the movie Dick Tracy, which is what these toys are based off of. These are specifically from the 1990 movie Dick Tracy. So I'm pretty sure this was Al Pacino, I think. And I think his name was Big Baby or Boss Baby or something like that. Something with baby in it. I knew this was Dick Tracy, and I knew who Dick Tracy was, because he's recognizable. He's got the really cool hat that's yellow, and everyone knows the hat. So I recognize that much. But these toys came loose. These were very, very clearly garage sale toys when my grandma got them, and when I got them, they were even worse than garage sale toys. So all I knew was that they were linked together because they all looked similar. Like, they had the same body shape and theme of gangster. Old 1930s, 1920s gangster. So I knew they were connected. But I didn't know anything about anything else, because I have read some Dick Tracy comics, some of the really, really old original stuff. I can't get into it, but I can get into action figures, which is what I did. So these toys came out with the movie. I know this guy's called the Brow. We'll say I know that much because I've looked it up. I looked up some of these toys. These came out right with the movie, right around there, because it was all the rage to do any toy line for movies, and this one made sense because Dick Tracy needed to be turned into action figures. There are much better action figures now. Bigger, better, stronger figures. These ones were not really my favorite action figures because they aren't built very well. All of the legs of all of the characters have this weird bow-legged thing going, like they should be riding a horse, but they're not riding a horse because they're gangsters. They're just, you know, supposed to be cool, I guess. And so they all had these weird stances, and it was really hard to keep them stood up. I mean, they just, because these legs, like, if you put them in any pose, usually they were slumped in a weird way. Like, there was no other way to stand them without having them completely slumped to one side or another. Just because these legs were kind of almost counterproductive to the overall goal. So no one really looked cool, and the shape of them, the body proportions are kind of goofy. It's kind of goofy, which the movie, from what I understand, was goofy. So that's fine. I have nothing against the movie or the toys, other than, I mean, they were competing with Ninja Turtles for me. Same time, and thankfully, same scale, roughly. Dick Tracy could have interacted with the Ninja Turtles, but I was a Turtle fan. And we'll still get into Ninja Turtles another time. So that's just for your reference there. Is, you know, Ninja Turtles, Dick Tracy toys, roughly the same size. Totally could interact, which is, you know, great. When things are close in scale, that means they're all part of the same toy line. That's how childhood logic works. So I only have 6 of these, as I keep saying. I have these 6 here that did not come with their accessories because there's garage sale ones. So here are 5 gangsters and Dick Tracy. They did, however, have these 2 Tommy guns. So that's all I know. I am aware that most of them came with holsters for pistols. Dick Tracy had a pistol and a bat. A lot of characters had bats or batons. I don't know which ones actually did come with the Tommy guns, and I really hope they're from these are Tommy guns from Dick Tracy. If not, it's going to be kind of strange. So all I had to assume was that Tommy guns, Dick Tracy, it worked. So most of them had holsters and these little plastic belts that would just, you know, loop around. Some of them had the belt looped around an arm, some around the waist. I think Dick Tracy's was around the waist. Some of them, they tried to really make it gangsterisk. So one of them would have it like at the leg, so he had a leg holster. And one of them would have it around the shoulder, so he had a shoulder holster. You know, like gangsters, detectives, and cops of the old time. You know, the very glorified age. But I'm assuming, you know, with a real gun, like an actual handgun, it would have looked better with Dick Tracy trying to hold it and aim it. With these, not so much. It's the usual type of, you know, I'm aiming in that general direction, so it works. These were made by Playmate Toys, which I believe actually did Ninja Turtles. So the size, the scale makes entirely all sense. Like, suddenly I have linked it together. Makes sense that they're the same scale because they're both Playmates toys. So there you go. That solved that. And plus the belts, like the belts really were, from what the screenshots I saw, they were just like the Ninja Turtle belts, where they were just, you know, simple button, like push through. And that was that. There was a little bit of controversy with one particular toy. I don't have it. It was called the Tramp. And I don't know if it was a character in the movie or if they just made it for the toy line, but it was a homeless guy who was bad because he was homeless. And so he was called the Tramp, and his bio was, I guess, rude to homeless people. I didn't really know that that was a thing you could get offended by, but I don't know. I didn't read the bio. Maybe it went way past the line, though I don't know how much worse you can get than calling someone homeless when they're homeless, and how that can hurt your feelings. And I worry about offending homeless people, but, well, I'm not going to right now because I'm not trying to offend you. So, you know, I don't really know where that was going, but that's the point is there was a controversy involving these toys, and mild controversy, nothing like we would have today. Like we would have written a whole number of articles debating whether or not that was offensive to anybody. But instead, all we have are these. These toys are not very sought out either, because they're not really spectacular. You know, they have articulation in the right places, more or less. The leg joints move, the arms move, the head swivels, and you even have the wrist, you know, pivot, which that's cool. They can grasp stuff. Their hands easily can, you know, swap out the guns, and each of them can hold the guns with no problem. That's really nice. Having a character who can just pick up and hold any weapon, any accessory easily is nice. I love that. It just slips right into the hand. I don't have to finagle. I don't have to try to cram it in like I have to do with some Ninja Turtles or other toy lines. But these are not highly sought after. I saw on eBay a mint condition Dick Tracy going for, I think, $25. So if you really want to get these mint condition, it's not that hard to do. The movie's popularity is now completely in the cult realm. Dick Tracy in general, even though he's a cultural icon to some extent, has become very quiet. You don't know a lot about him anymore. So that's not a big deal. And their legs can pop off. Like that's the type of loose joints. Like not loose, but you know, the good kind of toy, the flexible toy joints. So I'm sure I could probably switch out his legs with some of the other gangsters if I wanted to. And why the heck not? I'm gonna give Dick Tracy a purple leg. So that's always fun to do. You can give him different legs. So I suppose you can give him different stances, and yeah, you can almost make like a Two-Face out of some of these people. Like it could work. I could see it working. So that's Dick Tracy toys for you. Like I said, cheap right now. You can find them fairly easily online, mint in their cases, and even then they kind of like the cases are cheap. Like it's very, very cheap. This is early 90s, very, very basic, very cheap. They're not putting a lot of work into this. It's just movie cash-in. And you know, for a movie cash-in toy, these aren't horrible. They're really expressive. They're very bright and colorful. You know, they're made as well as any movie toy needs to be. You know, better than most any movie toy needs to be, because they actually move in the right places, like I said. So if you're a Dick Tracy fan, awesome. If you're still a Dick Tracy fan, like I said, go online, check eBay, check garage sales. You might find them at garage sales and small hobby shops, like Goodwill or something even. Salvation Army. You'll find that kind of stuff there, because these are definitely going to be the first in line to go. The kid's got a toy collection. Raph stays around, and this guy goes. I don't even know his name, and because he has to go. No, more people know who this guy is than this guy, unfortunately. Or fortunately. I'm not, you know, that's for me. Unfortunately, they don't know, because any toys whose name is forgotten is a tragedy, because Toy Story has taught us to care about every single toy we have. But these guys are going back into the pink tub, and that is Dick Tracy. Go online, get them on eBay. Like I said, $25. I think I saw a $25 mint condition Dick Tracy, just in the actual, you know, mint. You know what mint is. I'm not. You're smarter than me. You know what mint is. Loose. I think I saw a few for $5, $10. If you want all the accessories, it might be a little right around, probably closer to 10, outside of their case. So they're cheap. They are very cheap to find, relatively easy, because there's not a huge demand. The collectors are not scrounging like crazy to find these. And it was kind of strange. I noticed that this Dick Tracy doesn't have the trench coat, and I kind of wish he had his big orange, yellow trench coat. Or an orange one, for that matter. Why not give him all sorts of multicolored trench coats? Why the heck not? Just for a toy line. You can get the special limited edition one at Toys R Us that has a blue trench coat, because Toys R Us loves to have their exclusives. Maybe it's just where I live. I don't know. I live in a special world, clearly. But that's Toy of Yesterday. Go on eBay. I'll put the mint link for you, just so if you really, really, really need Dick Tracy mint, you can have him. Next month is actually going to be right around my birthday. And I said I was going to do Ninja Turtles, but that's going to be a big one, and I'm saving that for a while. So next month, I have... guarantee no one else has heard of these things, but you're going to, and you're going to ask why that got made. So, for Tomapup, I'm Chris Pranger, and I'm signing off.